Greetings from Puebla, where the time to celebrate the Día de Muertos tradition is starting. An important part of the festivities of the Mexican people. Through this tradition, we remember that we are all going to end in the same place. And the interesting part is a lot of the movement happening in the society, the people and the elements we have met through legends and traditions being represented through cartoneria, a cardboard sculpting art, and the cempasúchil flower dedicated to the dead, with the elements of the levels existing in each offering, a great representation of the people that have gone. Without specific names, but with the purpose of keeping the tradition alive. Mostly dedicated to our migrants that have gone and who we have never met, but are coming back to Mexico. In the representation, we will find religious elements, the cemetery, the social cotidianity, and the Mexican customs. We hope you like our ofrenda, one of the many existing in the city. They used to be more public shrines, but despite the COVID pandemic and the social distancing rules, we try not to lose the tradition, carrying on with it and adapting to the security and healthy measures that our present times require. Thank you all. Día de Muertos is the most Mexican tradition of the year, as a result of the mixing between pre-Hispanic tradition and the Catholic beliefs brought to America during the conquest period by the Spain Empire. The Day of the Dead is a colorful, happy tradition that seeks to unite families through the memories of the people that have gone. Día de Muertos is a holiday made to celebrate life through remembering death. Often confused with the Halloween celebration, Día de Muertos has its roots in the Mexican idiosyncrasy and the historical tradition of our ancestors. Nowadays, every November the entire society unites with the goal of keeping the tradition alive, and shrines can be seen in every house and in the main public buildings and museums, like the San Pedro Museum of Art in Puebla.
The Day of the Day shrine is traditionally used to commemorate the people that have passed away. The tradition says that the shrine must have a pyramidal structure, symbolizing the heaven where our people come to visit us. We usually put the favorite food of the deceased person, and it is accompanied with papel picado, candles, cempasúchil flowers, and other kind of decorations. In this part of the ofrenda, we try to show the tradition of our cemeteries, where our beloved people come to visit us, and it turns into a big celebration. Also, we decided to honor the greatest cardboard sculptures that left us these works and that are a very important and big tradition along Mexico. As we made a monumental ofrenda, also we've made a miniature sample of an original shrine. We can appreciate all the typical dishes like pan de muerto, calaveritas de azúcar, candles, and the censer where we burn copal. This shrine is dedicated to the China Poblana, and we can see her image at the head of the altar. Finally, we have here a representation of a Baroque altarpiece, in which we make honor to the crowned nuns. You can observe the golden details and the profuse decoration in the nuns' skeletons. As well, we can appreciate the traditional sugar skull and the food representations made by our expert handcrafters that are able to create similar things to reality. These kind of representations are essential to preserve our Mexican traditions. Welcome to Puebla. My name is Olga Méndez Juárez, President of Canira, and I'm happy to introduce you to La Noria, a place of tradition, a place where the traditional Mexican food reminds us about tastes and smells of our beloved gone members. On this November, we commemorate our faithful deceased through our shrines. This ofrenda is made of cempasúchil flowers, velvet flowers, candles that light on the way they have to travel, and the food they used to eat in the life they had. Now, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the tradition inside our homes or places where we used to put on altars. Always evoking the remember of a beloved person, any anecdote or story that brings us beautiful memories. There is always going to be a lot of light in the altar, because it shows the weight of the souls to the earth. There are some flowers traditionally used in this holiday, and they grow up in the regions of Cholula and Atlixco. Like this colorful cempasúchil with a love of fragrance and this velvet flower. The food and beverage of the altar depends on what our deceased used to like when they were alive. But there are some things that are essential, as the mole, wine, mezcal, or beer. The traditional bread is the hojaldra, and it can be in different presentations, with sesame or with sugar. There are other kind of breads like this one, and several people use it to put a child figure in it, and it is always related to the deceased. Fruit is also very important and shows a special time of the year. In this time is common the guava and the sweet potato mash or entire. In Mexico, the traditions are always accompanied by gastronomy, and it's our job to share this gastronomical wealth of Mexico and Puebla.
The The traditional pan de muerto, also known as hojaldra, is a kind of bread crafted only during the months of October and November, when it is used to represent a celebration to our gone loved ones. In La Noria restaurant, bakers make the traditional hojaldra in a handcrafted way to honor the Mexican customs. The pan de muerto is made with flour, sugar, salt, orange extract, and yeast. These ingredients are mixed with milk and then incorporated into a dough that is then mixed with eggs and butter. After the kneading is done, the dough is made into a ball-like form and the little pieces of dough, made to represent bones, are added. The mix is left to rest for an hour and then it's baked with egg and sesame before it goes to the bread oven for about half an hour at 160 degrees Celsius. This kind of bread is mandatory in every family dinner during the Dia de Muertos holiday.
So we invite you to come visit Puebla, where you will find not only architectural beauty, great history, and gastronomic wealth. In this city you will be able to discover the warmth of its people.